Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 420. Hope everybody's been good this weekend. Gone now, on to another week.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love, I'm hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Searching.
Let the beat control your body.
Okay, let's party, folks. Underground party, that would be cool, wouldn't it? I'm all underground.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding.
So are we finding love today or some more hate? We'll find out. Hello, good to be back. Just be aware of the rules in the side chats. We get a few idiots from time to time, unfortunately. Alright, so let's just do an audio check. How's it sounding? So let's just do an audio check. How's it sounding? So let's just yeah, the loop in infinity. I better type up the welcome message for the side, and it'll pop up in a minute. Probably haven't got too long on this. What is it? Probably an hour. I don't know. It's been taking a while to get through all the admin work this morning. We'll see what we can get through today. Live stream 420. Gotta get my head around aliens. What do they want? And debunking list method. So let's just start going over that. So first up, so like I said, I was doing some admin work today and I was replying some emails, and I thought I'd just keep a copy of what I replied to and just share it with you. So really, it's everybody wants to know whether ufology is just a money making scheme for most people out there and crazy people, or is there something real about it? And I said, well, I did have an alien experience, and as far as I know, it wasn't a dream for certain factors that were come to light after the event. So yeah, so I wrote up a piece of reply here. Oh, pushed the wrong one. So we'll start off with that today. So straight into debunking. So I said to the guy, all I can say is more going on, and I want aliens to come back, then it verifies it more each time. But ideally, when not sleeping, I want to find out more. They are scared of humans, in that befriending them, I sense humans are and should be a full stop there. In that befriending them, as you know, humans are dangerous and unstable and violent and backstabbers. So I think that maybe there had been some contact in the past with maybe some high officials, and it went wrong. Probably because they're meeting warmongers and not the right people. But yeah, I think still there might be two groups of aliens. I think there might be a group that's a bit more friendly, and the other ones want to control and rule everything. And it's the same with humans. That's my gut feeling. Although I want to verify that, and I think it's just they don't mean to come across as evil when they show up at night time. Is my feeling. They're doing a mission. They've been given a mission to complete, and that's how they, just step 1, step 2, step 3. And they're not meant to make friends this time or whatever. They're not meant to interact. I think that's how they think. They think like insects. Go from point A to point B, carry that load, and if they don't get there, they don't get there. They get killed on the way through. And they hope that someone else will pick up where they left off. But in the process, they seek out the right people to contact. Which means it's going to be random, right? It's going to be random contact people. Unless somehow they find out about people through other contacts that they may want to visit. And that could be people that are researchers, right? They might see them as the right thinkers out there and not stuck in a programmed thinking mode like science. There we go again. You'd think I was a smoker, but not. Every time I try to start talking, my throat goes crazy. I think it's these pills because I just had a new lot on Monday, and I've been a bit feeling down again with them, health-wise anyway. And it'll come right probably after today. Normally Wednesday will come right. But anyway, back onto aliens. After all, when I woke up, I was fighting them off. Because they did give me a visit, and I was trying to work out that was some crazy dream that seemed too real. So I was wrapping my head around it ever since, though. I was in extreme pain. I was screaming out, but no sound could be made. It was so weird. So normally when I wake up, right, and just go for the toilet, and you just get repositioned in bed to reduce the pain in your back or whatever, or pins or needles or whatever, or you take some pills, painkillers. Not in my case, it's normally aspirin, something that's anti-inflammatory. But yeah, and not addictive, of course. So the next morning, I woke up pain-free, right, and not bursting for toilets. Was the normal for me, but not this time. Then it all come flooding into the mind of the strange event that happened the previous night. I'm not sure of their motives. Maybe to chip me and control me, they can turn the pain on maximum whenever they want with a tone in the air. So when you get this buzzing sound, it normally only in one ear. And it's in a certain ear, It's not in both ears, it's always in the same ear. It's kind of strange. Track me, perhaps, maybe because I'm in contact with someone they're experimenting with. There's a possibility. I felt they wanted me to influence someone thinking. An investigator who I'm not in contact with now, and so I feel they have left me now. So that's the feeling I have at the moment. It's been very quiet since the last time. When was the last strange event I had? I think it might have been a paranormal one, middle of 2020. They happen randomly, but they might still happen. They have a mission of some kind. It's clear to me they've got some sort of mission, and maybe I'll find out in time, but it's interesting. For some reason, I think they're trying to protect unique stuff in the universe. If it's unique, its life is special, and for some reason I feel they documenting it and maybe creating a new planet with the same life to protect it or study it elsewhere. So if you put animals and other stuff on the planet, they might see how it develops. Their lifespan might be millions of years, and there might be scientists that create a new planet. They might be planet creators even, and generate life on it, and just watch the experiment. So are they gods? Maybe, and what humans think is gods, but they're probably creators or scientists. But is that them behind the universe is another question, or are they the same as us? And maybe they're not. Maybe they're created by God to maintain the universe. Keep it stable. With humans letting off nuclear bombs, that makes it unstable. So yeah, it could be possibility there. So yeah, these are sort of things that come maybe in dreams or thoughts since they've been around, chipping me. They fear humans will mess up the earth, is my gut feeling. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not too sure where I'll get these thoughts from, but that's some gut thoughts you have in your head. Or something bad is coming to Earth. They know about some cosmic disaster. So this is another thing. I feel that they may invite some people to be survivors, teachers or whatever, on a new world. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Known. The Known, was it 2012 movie? I can't remember now. It's got, what's his name in it? I keep forgetting it. But anyway, it was a good movie where this girl was receiving some messages in the head and she was writing it down as binary, and he worked it out, had to convert it into English, and found references on Google. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to spoil it too much. But yeah, it's quite interesting concept. And this is the sort of thing we have in ufology, isn't it? Where you got Linda Moulton Howe claiming automatic downloads. But I think really it comes within the dreams. For certain people that can remember them, right? So if there's some cosmic disaster that's going to happen, we're all going to get wiped out and we won't know about it. It's game over, man. So there might be protecting it without having to give humans advanced technology to get off planets. They may be doing that already, but being selective. That's why they probably creep around at night time in swamps, taking samples of things, microbes from water, plant life, animals, frogs. So that may be why Mojo filmed that UFO over the back of his house over a swampy land that was sucking up water, and exploring around the outside of the craft while it was there with the big spotlights. Which is unusual in that video is how much light there is, and yet you can't see a skin of a craft. So it's like they can illuminate the ground, but the craft itself absorbs the light and the skin of it. So if you haven't seen that video, it's on my front home page, but it's worth checking out. So yeah, it sounds a bit crazy, I know, but that's some experience I had. You know, whether it's really real, I won't really know unless I keep getting reoccurrences. But it seems to make sense to me. It's not some crazy stuff like you hear on the web about working in underground bases and seeing flying saucers or anything like that. But when you think about it, if you look at the Calvine UFO incident, where the UFO shoots upwards vertically, right? That means they can be anywhere in space and just shoot down straight over your house without having to go left or right and fly along in the sky like normal aircraft or balloons do. And the Nimitz encounter sounds the more credible one of UFO sightings, and so does the Calvine one. And other people have also noticed this. And also ones around sea, oceans, because oceans cover most of the planet, right? And water is the key element in life. And kind of makes sense that they might be coming from another watery planet. And they actually may be living in the water rather than on the land like we do. So they may have figured out a way to live under the water in their own sort of bubble, so to speak. It could be like a force field. It could be that they actually need water around their skin, else they dehydrate slowly. Which might be why some people talk about them having almost a rough, dry skin. So who knows? More questions than answers as usual. But yeah, I'm always interested to hear other people's experiences. Some of them have been pretty bad that we've heard on the show. If you go and have a listen to the playlist called Members Experience Stories. If they're crazy dreams, they're certainly crazy dreams, like nightmares, some of them. And it certainly leaves people shell-shocked that they're telling the stories. So yeah, on to more debunking stuff, I guess. Let's see, where did we get to? Yeah. Like I said, there's so much to go over. So, I don't know if you listened to what Mick had to say about debunking, but what he said actually was pretty good in that panel list. Love him or hate him, his scientific approach to things may be a bit alien, like matter of fact, A to B, and nothing in between. But normally when you want to debunk something, you look at the video initially. So I'll just make a list up here. Come on, where's the other bracket? Initial watch of a video. Of the video or photo or photos, and then you make up a list of possibles. But that list is, once it's made, you don't change the list, but you can sort of scrub things off the list, but still leave it on the list so they can always come back into the list. So you put a cross through it. So the list, the debunk list, is what you create. And so let's do that with one video now. And that was the one I did last night through Nocturnal News. So you put up this video, and so we'll just watch it together. Because it normally takes a few watches of a video before you get an idea of where to head, you know.
Sometimes he does have nothing that close. I mean, that tight. He does have a starlink up there, but it doesn't look like this. Anything like this. See how the trees in there for perspective.
All right, Nocturnal News. We'll get right into your questions. Where did it come from? I found it on Facebook.
Okay, so is it night vision camera? It's possible. It could also be a regular camera that's made into some night looking footage, but we'll assume it's probably a night vision camera where you clip on a smartphone, same as Corbell's footage. So we can see stars, we can probably see other objects moving around, and we've got this line in the sky. And I think that's not much of it. I don't want to listen to what he's got to say because it may put you off, but we'll just play it, and I think he replays it and zooms in. So we'll just play it without the sound. Now we've got this white blob approaching that, and then goes on its way. You can see the stars of various brightnesses. Maybe some of them are planets. You can see how they're flickering. Okay, he's not saying it's a blimp, but other people have. So that's probably one for the list, right? A long white overexposed strip of light in the sky, which you get with night vision cameras. Okay, so we can see there's a night sky there. There's a hill range. And this thing looks like it's coming down on an angle. But is it? Can you see it's going away from us too, you see? Alright. Is it really coming down on an angle, or is it a perspective thing? You know, like you see playing contrails look like they're coming down vertically, but they're actually going straight along horizontally above you. Because when you aim the camera up from a distance, the curvature of the earth and all that, it looks like it's coming downwards from the sky like a meteorite. And the best way to do it is a plane contrail, of course, because it shows you position where they were. So if you get a plane contrail picture, damn throat, it always looks like they're going up or down, but you want one that's got a mountain range, something is not the sky. So something with a mountain range behind is what we want. Here's one here. Okay. Oh no, I thought there was trees. I'll just keep seeing if we can find one, so you can see what I mean. Here's one, I think. Okay, we've got some sort of horizon there. Whether that's low cloud, I don't know. But again, that looks like it's sort of coming down on an angle, although it's probably not. It's just the way it looks on the camera angle. But that's not a good one either. Clouds. See, it just shows how many cloud pictures there are. What's that one? Cloud again. I think we might have to narrow it down. So let's put in mountain, maybe. Flying over a mountain. And you can see here, it looks like it's coming down towards the ground, but it's not. It won't be. There'll be a horizontally going above us. We're standing here, and that's probably a horizontal, and it's still at the same altitude all the way. But for some reason, to our perspective, it looks like it's coming down, right? And here's another one here. Looks like it's going to come down and smash into the mountaintop. But it's just flying straight above us. And it's all to do with curvature of the Earth and perspective. Here's another one. Looks like it's coming down to crash into the mountain. So you can't say. Here's another one here with lots of contrails. They all look like they're coming down. But they're probably not. They're just going straight past. And with distance, you get the curvature. And I think that really explains it there, you know. Here's one, it's slight angle. That one's a really steep angle. Doesn't mean there's not an airport behind the mountain range here, and that might be coming down, but I think it's all to do with perspective, right? Here's one with two planes crashing in each side of the mountain. No, they're just flying above. And they cross paths at some point. So yeah. So it's coming down on a slight angle. But again, it's all to do with perspective, I think. But it could also be coming down too. It was a bit hard to tell. As you can see, just with those photographs. So anyway, just carry on. Now, they're saying these could be other UFOs. But it could also be satellite, or it could be other planes. So it might be heading towards the airport, and they may be taken off from the airport. So look at this one here. Cuts right through the tail. Now they're trying to say that as soon as it touches that, it pops out the other side. Now, if that happens, generally we know about camera artifacts, especially with CMOS sensors. So this will be recorded on a CMOS sensor, because they're everywhere now. CCD is long gone. Or maybe not long gone, maybe some cameras still use it, but I think CMOS has taken up, it's getting faster. And the CMOS, even though it uses a different method of scanning, it's getting so fast it's like a CCD now, so, and have less problems with artifacts. But you can see the mountain range here, and you can see the angle that this thing's coming down on. It's very similar to the pictures of the plane contrails. But if an object touches it and seems to pop out quickly on the other side, it's only, again, perspective, I think. But it also could be rolling shutter, where if the camera moves slightly when it's scanning the image left to right, if the camera moves, it looks like it suddenly jumped out past it, you know. And it hasn't actually done that. It's just a camera artifact. So if you don't know about rolling shutter and slight movements of the camera, I suppose you need to look at past live streams. I don't want to keep recovering the same thing. If I can help it. But just to quickly explain it with a line here. So you got the line of the craft, and you got A UFO. We could go for something like that, I suppose. Here's a UFO. Yeah, so you're filming that, right? But you ain't using a tripod, or you just one slight movement. Oh. And as the phone's scanning downwards here, or this direction, depending on which way it goes, if you move as it's about to scan the image, it might appear that it's actually under the line instead, instantly, right? It jumps down. That happens because of rolling shutter. To simulate that, I'll take a few drawings to show what I mean. But anyway, that was some of the arguments in that video that I got last night from a person. So what is this thing? What's the list going to be made of? So what's our list going to be? Is it a blimp? Is it a UFO? But a cigar one? What do you want to call it? Cylinder? Could it be a plane? And you can't see the wings? Is it moving too slow to be a plane? They said it was about 1,000 feet, so it's up there. Could it be a drone? Could the other ones, little flashing lights passing it, be drones? Could their little lights be satellites? Could they be other small planes? They're sort of blinking. So stars do that through atmospherics, right? And we talked about how night vision cameras work. It amplifies the minute light there through electrons, and the electrons are amplified or multiplied and then spray onto a phosphorus screen, which lights up the colour. And then you have what the hell? I thought we got rid of that auto business. Get away, you stupid thing. It lights up the phosphorus screen, and then you have a smartphone that clips on, records it, right? That's generally how it works. So at the end, I think it was the dot they were talking about. Let's see if I can get it. Where's the dot that comes up to it at the very end? You can see here how much it jumped. You can see then the guy moved. It doesn't look like it's on a tripod, or if it is, he's certainly moving. See how it jumps up and down? It's definitely got to be him moving it. Where was the thing at the end I saw? And because he's moving it, obviously that dot that gets close to it looks like it jumps the other side of it instantly. Is it this one? Where's the dots that come up to it? Come on. I think the editor guy is zooming in. Here's a dot here. This one here. It's coming up here. What's that going to do? No. See, there seems to be a line of dots that seem to be going together there. Almost looks like planes in the distance taken off from an airport to me. And you're not going to see the flashing lights, it's all one colour, right? And of course they're blinking, plain lights blink. There's a... Okay. Let's see little lights here. I think maybe I have to zoom in now. Yeah, so where's the dot that gets up to it? But it's definitely a lot of hand movement here. So another possibility is it could be fake, CGI'd. Someone filmed stars and then added this onto it. So here's a dot coming up now. Is that the one he's talking about? I don't know. But looks to me like it's going to be rolling shutter. Oh, looks like the magnifier's not working properly. Again, let's just fix that. So, because I'm explaining stuff, we may not get through everything I need to do. Looks like we might have a couple of hours today. Let's see how we go. Okay. Need to get that back to normal. So yeah, so what is it? And it's... we got no information, have we? We haven't got, apart from it saying it's in France. And the clickbait title here from Nocturnal News: UFO appears to be crashing towards Earth, surrounded by other identified craft. You know, when you use UFO, people naturally think aliens, not unknown. That's the problem with the UFO. It's so ingrained in people's minds. Even though you keep these fraud channels keep saying, "Oh, UFO just means unknown." No, it doesn't. To people out there, they see it as UFO means alien craft, as far as they're concerned. And maybe that's a good reason to call it UAP instead. Because it is unknown, aerial phenomenon. And really, it's so new that people haven't sort of classed it as being alien craft, which is not. It's just unknown. So yeah, I always have this debate with people. People out there, psychology-wise, will always see UFO as being alien craft. So let's make a list. So first of all, you make a list of possibles. And I probably need to reduce the size. Got to do that first. So possibles. Okay, the first one might be not bold enough now. That's better. UFO, alien craft. That's probably what we should really call it. 2. Instead of calling it man-made craft, we go through the list. Jet. And then we'll break down the list one by one why it can't be those. Blimp. For a lead kite, a possible good one. We've seen those long strips before. Could it be a balloon? Balloon. Well, we could put some stupid ones on, like swamp gas, but you know it's not going to be swamp gas, right? But you could waste your time putting that one on the list. But normally you just go for the one that makes more sense for the list, right? And you can always add swamp gas to the list if all else fails, right? As well, you can just add it on if you come back to talk about it again. So what's the possibles for this one though? For the long stripe thing, the lights in the back could be satellites, International Space Station passing by, planes, right? So that should be another list for that one. Subcategory, right? So you got orbs, orb being alien craft. Because the list can be in your head, of course, but you could do it officially, right? If you're doing it as an investigator, you could write the list out and hand it to the person. Orb, alien craft, satellites, plane, what else could it be? Drone. Well, it could be a mix, because points of light can be any of the above as well, which makes it a bit more complicated, right? But then you could limit it down to the ones moving towards the first one. Stars was another one, but I think those ones weren't moving. Non-moving, more likely stars, right? Planets. They're probably moving, but very slowly because the Earth rotates. So, the long strip, what else could it be? Balloon, blimp. Could it be a bunch of balloons? Most likely not, because it wouldn't form a nice straight line. Well, sort of straight line-ish. You can make up crazy ones. One that was said last night was Superman. Whoop. Change it over here. Superman. Which might be, sounds stupid, but that's how stupid UFO people are. But you can put it there. Anything crazy, swamp gas, Superman. If you want to waste your time. Unless you're going to say it's a Superman character balloon. A lead one. And that's feasible, right? Could be for some sort of air show. Because we haven't got all the facts. Could be some sort of coming back from an air show. But we really want a real, a real tight list to save us time. So I wouldn't include the last bottom ones myself, but the other ones are feasible. Okay, but when you come to rule off things, so in this case we'll just so the stupid man one is complete stupid, and swamp gas a complete stupid one, and we can just put a line through those. And a long shaped LED one, because that would be like a LED one. because it's giving off heat. It's going to have some sort of light source. LEDs do give off light and heat. Well, night vision, let's see, it's not using heat. Yeah, that's true, it's not using heat. It's but well, light is heat in a sense. Because you know, when you get the light bulb off, it does give off some infrared as well. It's not a pure light source. So it could be a mixture of light waves in it. But yeah, light, electromagnetic wave, and the visual spectrum of humans, we should say. We can't actually see infrared. So we have to exclude infrared now that the camera's detecting. But unless it was a flare, of course. So we're talking about night vision here with a smartphone. So we're only seeing normal light. So a balloon with lead is very possible, a long one. A lead kite, we've seen them with kite tails. So that's another possibility, lead. But it doesn't seem to wave. So this is where we go through the list again and sort of break it down even further. Lead, kite, tail, and the other LEDs on the kite are not turned on. So these are some of the tails you get on kites. Alright, and they can be all one colour like that one. They don't have to have gaps in between, like that one. So could it be something like that? Sure it could. And of course it would come down on an angle if someone's flying it and they're pulling it back down. So that's a possibility, so it's a really good one on the list. Jet at night kind of looks like it's white, you know. So that's possibly another good one. Jet, night vision. Oh, actually, just jet at night time. Don't know if we got it in the sky or not, so let's have a look. Okay. Here we can see the afterburners of a jet. Here we can only see the front lights of a jet, we can't see the body. But the amount of lights they put on planes nowadays, they can actually look like Tic Tacs if they're not too far away. So that's pretty lit up here. But these are fighter jets, so maybe we should put in plane. There you go. It's not that far away, we can see the wings though, but you can see it's pretty white looking. We need a better example, of course. That one hasn't got much lights on it, but it's starting to fade away now. And that one hasn't got much lights on it either, and you can't quite see it. But some of them are really lit up. Especially with LEDs now. They're using LEDs more. So it doesn't use much of their power source. It's funny how you can never find one that you want. When you do a live show, and when you're not looking, you can find the perfect one where the plane's lit up. So that's a small plane there that's fairly lit up, right? And night vision would amplify that, so it's a big blobby long streak, right? Because it overexposes it. And that's the problem with night vision. So if you're only looking through one camera at an object, it's not the best thing to do, because there's limitations of every camera. You should be looking at through normal camera, night vision camera, and infrared, and certainly optical soon with normal vision. But the night vision one just overexposes everything. A simple light on it, as we're seeing, can make it look like a big blob in the sky, and you can't see the actual shape of the plane. But if we've got a few lights along the fuselage, the night vision will just bring it out, right? But I was hoping to find one by pure chance here in searches, where it's far enough away that we can't see the wings. That's what I was looking for. But I'm pretty sure it's out there. But we won't waste too much time trying to find one. That's amazing. Lots of plane photographs. People like pictures of planes, but none that suits our needs at this stage. Okay, we'll just move on. Too bad. Okay, so this is another one. Remember doing this one with that silly skywriting with Tyler, and we noticed they do nighttime banners like that there, skywriting. Now, if you see that in a night vision camera, you're not going to see the individual letters. It's going to end up being all blurry. So I thought maybe that's another option. If you see the video they got here, you can see what it looks like on a normal camera. So that's why the guy needs to do it on a normal camera, not just night vision. Is it not going to play for us? What a rat bag. Let's just reload it then. The website's busy, I guess. Here we go. So you can't see a little plane flying. Well, you can. Little flickery lights. It's a few pixels big. I don't know how anyone reads that though. I find it really hard to read from here. To me, this sounds like someone that's in a plane following it behind, filming it. You can hear the plane noise. But normally you don't hear these planes at 1,000 feet, right? So I scaled it down. So you can see that sort of going up in a windy thing. It's trying to go upwards and turn by the looks of it. But that's the best example we got. But you can see this one's straight. You can see they're straight on. And they've got ones that use multiple planes flying in a row, which is another way they do it instead of using a banner. I'm sure there's other examples out there. So that should be on the list. So that's more likely to be a... So that would normally go up top of the list. So you say, oh, that looks like the most possible one. So we'll stick that at the top of the list. So that goes number 1. It should be in blue, but we'll leave it in red. Banner. Lead. Plane. Well, lead banner with plane. So we have to now prove that by looking at the video. So we need to analyze it a bit better. Got to zoom in, whatever. So we got our list made now. So lead banner would be the top of my list here. Blimp would be the second, I suppose. So blimp would be the next one. Lead kite was another possibility. That could be up there before blimp even. Lead balloon probably at the bottom of the list, and jet at the bottom of the list here, because I think it might be moving too slow. So let's have a look. So it could be a blimp that looks like it's coming down on an angle when it's a perspective thing. The other thing on the list that I forgot, what kind of blimp. As you know, there's various blimps that can be remote controlled and can vary from toy size all the way up to something like 30 feet. And then you got the commercial ones, so it could be Goodyear. Goodyear blimp. It could be RC blimp. It could be a banner or advertising blimp. So there's 3 possibilities there, you know. A type of Goodyear blimp, a RC blimp that comes in various sizes, and now they use it for, as we found out a couple of live streams back, Chinese actually use them for with cameras on for patrolling the skies and hunting down speeding cars and directing the cops to it from the air, just like they would with a helicopter. And they got more control over it, because little RC blimps can have these powerful electric engines on and not have any payload like humans slowing it down. So once you figure out what this is here, looks like I got that wrong there. It should be lead, not lib. Stupid. How did I get a B in there? Oh well. Lead banner. So my chart's getting messy already. Oh. Yeah, it won't allow us to edit it, unfortunately. Hmm. 10. Razor is useless. Alright, I've got to choose white. You'd have to do it like that. LED. Alright, I've got to change the colour again. Oh, well, that'll do black. Alright, so this is what we mean about a debunk list. So, you don't necessarily scrub them off the list, so eventually UFO would end up down at the very bottom here as the last possible. Okay, so we're not discounting UFO, but we have to prove beyond doubt it can't be any of the other ones, and that may not happen. So yeah, you rank it based on most likely, and the one at the top of the list always wins. Like with the thing approaching the other light, the most possible ones could be it was a passing satellite or another plane. And drone is probably less likely unless it turns out to be a RC blimp at an airfield where they've got other RC planes flying around with it. So let's have a look at the blimps. So we've got aerial night signs as a possibility. And we got this site here called Blimps, Aerostats and Custom LTA. And you can see they're quite big, you know, there's a camera there. And it's an advertising balloon. It can fly around, remote control, no ropes needed, and it can be tilted. And you can see the fan here is quite big at the end. For swinging it around, boom, it can swing right around quickly, and it would have fans on the fins here that allows it to go vertically like that and dip downwards. I'm not sure if they've got some pictures of it. That's the even bigger one here, but it's too small to carry man still. I think the minimum size is 40 feet. I'm not sure how big that one would be. Maybe it's getting up there in size, 30 feet maybe. You got circular ones, which can be a bit confusing too. You got these ones here, look like UFOs even. Put LEDs on that would have you confused at night. Alright, so here's the even bigger one. I suppose that might be the biggest. Uni blimp. You can see it next to a high rise here, so remote control, and they've got cameras on it, so you don't need a pilot. You can see the fan and the fin here that spins it around. And it will have another fan in the fin horizontally that allows it to head it towards the ground and land it. It's not like a normal blimp where they simply have a cabin underneath and they drop lines down and people on the ground grab it and pull it down, and then they just fly it into a hangar. But they might have remote control rope lists here. But you can see here they got some sort of battery system that's going up to a front blade, and a tail fin control and blade motor, and one going up here to this one, and lastly that fin there, and probably goes through around the other side as well. So you can start to see how it's working. They've got solar blimps that don't need batteries or charges the batteries, and they could stay up permanently, I guess, and you could just have a rope towards a concrete holder and they just fly above your businesses, your business ground, or a fairground or whatever, you know. Also, they're for inside, you know, the inside big warehouses that can fly around on the roof with advertising writing going along the side. So yeah, lots of possibilities there, what we could be seeing in the video, right? Excellent stuff. I'll put the link on the side. See blimps, and they can be from little toys, which we haven't got onto yet, or these ones, commercial ones. And here's one of the RC ones that can be used in a warehouse. Okay, so there you can see it dipping right down, right? So that means the fan engines are going up this way to try and push the helium down this way, because you don't want it to hit the ceiling, right? So obviously they've got to adjust it, the buoyancy of it, or keep it may slowly keep rising, and then they might have to keep readjusting it back down. They might have it like it's slightly more buoyant, so it always goes up. But you can see how powerful the electric motors are, right? So you can just bring this thing around just like a tic-tac. And if that was like a tic-tac and it's lighter than aircraft, with these little power electric motors on, you can see that it can go up to really fast speed. And this is not the best video, there's more out there. You can see here it's now going to go upwards again, but you can see they had this Telfin motor here forcing some of the energy down and forward. It's going to go up slightly. But yeah. I know I have found some other ones which do loop-to-loops and all sorts of craziness. So could it be that we're seeing in the video? I reckon it's a possibility. But again, we've got to work through the list. So toy RC blimp. I better keep an eye on the time. 5 o'clock. Lots of RC things there. Looks like I spelled blimp right. Maybe airship would be another keyword, I suppose. So there's one there. This one's built to blow up. Someone's using a regular balloon. Here's another one inside a convention center, or several of them. You can see how big they are to humans. And then you got the flying shark ones and the fish one. That will scare a lot of cats and dogs, I'd say. Here's another one here. Looks like a bit like the Thunderbird, that one. Lead. That one's lead for night time. So let's have a quick look at that one. Is he going to get it going up? It's quite big. Pretty small though. For that video, I think. What's it going to do? Come on, shoot it. There we go, finally.
Into the sun, I'm afraid.
Oh damn. I thought it was going to be more exciting than that. He's only got a small motor on that one. Yeah, so what else we got? There's that one again. Ooh. That thing flying around. Look at it in the preview here. Buzzy bee. There's another one. I can't find the one I was after. Is that the one? Oh, here we go. Look at this one. Oh, this is the one we wanted. You can't tell me. Look at that. Vertical tail, flip over backwards, you know. You can't tell me that's not a blimp in the video. NN when you got something like this.
As you can see, this blimp is very powerful. It's got the ability.
You can see how big it is too. So now we've got some ideas in our head, and we might be able to go through the debunking process. Amazing. I want one of those. Of course, that could easily get to 1,000 feet, right? Depends on the battery sizes. If you got cameras on it. I don't know if he's got a camera on it. Is he looking at a camera? I think he might have a camera on it. Oh no, it can't be a blimp in. They don't go diagonal like that, see, in the sky. That's what he says in the video. We'll play it in a minute with the audio. He was arguing with me last night. Yeah, so I'll post the link to it since we're using it on the side. Go and give the guy a thumbs up. That's the video I was looking for. Eventually I did find it. I see blimp acrobatic. It won't be the only one out there. Of course, I don't know if he's got any LEDs on it. He said LED, didn't he? So it's night time as well. Have you got any nighttime shots? 40 feet, there you go. So it could easily be in the video there with LEDs on it. Indoor or outdoor use. There you go, guys. He hasn't got any ones with the LEDs going. So, street sign, night sign, being towed by a plane that we can't see. I see blimp. It's definitely the top two things for the list, isn't it? So let's go back and watch it again. This time we'll put the sound on, and you can now start to disagree with Nocturnal News's so-called expert eye and knowledge.
Nothing that close. I mean, that tight. He does have a starlink up there, but it doesn't look like this. Anything like this. So you have the trees in there for perspective.
All right, Nocturnal News. We'll get right into your questions. Where did it come from? I found it on Facebook. I believe the original video is out of France, and it is not a blimp. You know, a few people in the comment section are saying, well, it's a blimp. A blimp doesn't fly with the nose pointed down when it's coming in for a landing.
They can.
I mean, it would literally crash. I mean, blimps, you know, land and fly horizontal.
So I've just proven him wrong there in those couple of searches that we did.
In fact, they have like stabilizers on them, things like that. You know, you're not going to see a blimp with the nose tilted at a 45-degree angle. It would literally crash. So I believe we are looking at an alien craft here. You know, again, some kind of military.
Yeah, so he believes it's alien craft. So last night I said he was calling it a UFO, and you say no, it wasn't. It was my opinion. Blah blah blah. We'll have a read of the comment if it's still there. Is it still there? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, we'll go over that in a minute. This is my point, you know. When I give my my expert opinion on things, it's normally based on stuff I've seen already. Doesn't mean I'm right the first time, but generally I'll get it right as we work through the list process. You know, this I often go back and say, oh, we've got more information. It wasn't a reflection in the window. After all, we have some new footage of a music band firing off some rockets. You know, I've done that in the past lots of times. I've admitted that I have been wrong and corrected information. And that's because we use the debunk list process. Doesn't mean that I'm an expert that will know it all completely from the start to finish. It means I will keep on coming back to the case if more information comes to light. Who knows? This could be alien craft after all. You know, it might years later come up with daytime footage of the same craft or whatever. You know, somehow I doubt it though. Me, I'd love that to be an alien craft. I'd love to see a video where this thing simply just stops and shoots down vertically. But then it's still not good enough because we saw that RC blimp was able to do that. So, you know, so again, human technology is just making it too hard to rule out it not being made by man. Unless you can see it properly in daytime on 3D camera or something, you can work out that the speed G-force is doing is greater than the G-forces that a RC blimp can do. So it gets more and more complicated, right, to prove something is alien. Humans are just too damn clever. So let's just keep on going.
Technology, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, but I don't think it's anything man-made. It's clearly, you know, above cloud level. You can see the mountain range in the video is very high. I would estimate, you know, somewhere between 40 and 70,000 feet in the sky, but if not, a blimp will continue.
No, it's not that going to be that high. There's no way you can tell the height from a 2D video. Because it's got hills or trees in it. It's more likely to be 1,000 feet or less.
There's the ground, there's the mountain. Backdrop, there's the ground, there's the mountain. Get me in there. What's up?
See, even the guy filming it doesn't sound French. Does he? He said it's from France. Did I put CGI on the list? I forgot to put that on the list. Normally CGI should always be on the list though. I'm just going to check the audio. How's it going? Check the audio. How's it going? Because I was hearing some crackling. It might be the crackling in my neck, the bone. So that's one thing we should always have on the list, which can be the top of the list or the bottom of the list, but it's always going to be CGI as well. So you can never rule out CGI completely.
Oh, look at this. Another one coming down on it.
Yeah, so you're saying that's coming down on it? Or is it just the star, or is this one coming down on it?
Okay, now we're going to check out multiple UFOs coming down towards the larger UFO. Again,
okay, so there could be distant planes. Let's just have a look at that one again.
Multiple UFO.
Drop, there's the ground, there's the mountain. Backdrop, there's the ground, there's the mountain. Get me in there. What's up? Oh, look at this.
That looks like a static light to me there. That one's moving.
Another one coming down on it.
Okay, now we're
So that one's wasn't a constant thing. This thing was moving towards it. That looks like a planet, that one, because it's brighter than stars.
gonna check out multiple UFOs coming down towards the larger UFO.
Where? I see one, and it just went past it. If it was coming down towards this, you'd think it would come around and start following.
Again, that maybe could be a satellite, possibly, I don't know.
So here we go.
Of course, I'm going to zoom in like always. At the end of the video, I'll try to zoom in even further. But right there, you see it come down. And what is that little thing trailing behind? Again, keep in mind, I know a lot of people are saying, oh.
Okay, so there's a clue there. Something trailing behind. So that's a new thing to consider for the list.
Trailing behind. Again, keep in mind, I know a lot
It's the same distance, a little point of light. It's very hard to see it.
of people are saying, oh, it's a blimp. You guys are.
Could that be a piece of rope on the end of the blimp? With an LED on the end, so people can see it in the night time to grab it. It's possible.
Crazy. Again, a blimp is not going to fly, you know, basically at a nose down.
Yeah, but if it's, say, one of those 30-foot, what they say, 40-foot RC-controlled blimps, it might have a bit of a line on it.
Nose dive towards Earth. I mean,
and it will nosedive as well, as we saw.
If this is a blimp, then.
Okay, so that looked like it just passed through there, so I can't see any rolling shutter there. It was just constant moving past that.
It would have crashed, okay?
So I'm not too sure what that guy was talking about. Light suddenly touched it and went on the other side. Well, that sounds like rolling shutter, but
probably some type of, you know, energy technology, UFO. I don't know.
There we go. UFO, energy technology, alien. He said at the beginning. Me, I will never say that until we get to the end of the list.
Black budget military project. We talk a lot about the military on the channel.
So you could put black object on the list if you wanted to. That would be at the bottom of the list too, as CGI. And you could put some new black ops. So these are like way out guesses, right? Correct. So they'd be on the list if you want to include them on the list. But really, UFO, CGI, Black Ops, they probably should be on the list to start with, and then add on the other ones. If you're going to do it like documented, right?
Be, you know, maybe a TR-3B. You know, again, the sky is the limit. Who knows, right? But it doesn't.
He's laughing. TR-3B.
Look natural. It doesn't.
But that would be under Black Ops anyway. That would be under the general.
Look like a satellite. It doesn't look like a blimp. It doesn't look like, you know, anything man-made. In my opinion.
Well, your opinion sucks.
You know, it's some type of energy craft, right? And what's crazier, it seems like all of these orbs and UFOs are kind of gravitating towards the craft, like they're attracted to, like a bug in a headlight. You know, it's amazing. I think, you know.
To me, they look like they're just passing it by. It's just like a parallax effect. You know, they're in the background. Could be distant plane lights, or passing satellites, as he said. And the other ones are planets and stars, obviously.
Probably some of the best footage I've ever seen. You know, this man, again, used...
Best footage. How many times have I seen this? Best footage for alien craft. Almost every video these guys say, best footage. This also annoys the hell out of me. You don't get MUFON saying, this is the best footage I've ever seen. Okay.
Using night vision. I believe it was out of France. It was very hard to trace it back to the original uploader.
and hence no timestamp or thing. No, none of the apps used. Now this Skywatcher, if he was saying that was a UFO, then he should be using at least Flight Radar 24 on his smartphone, aiming at the sky and say, there you go, there's no blimp, there's no Piper towing a banner, and no this and that, right? You know, planets or International Space Station passing by. That was meant to be the other one on the list, wasn't it? Satellite, which could be ISS. So yeah, once you get a list made up, I suppose you could probably have a standard list and just cross off ones and leave a space where you change the number all the time. Move it up the list. Because they're always going to form certain patterns, right? Certain categories all the time. Skydivers with leads is another one. You know, there's all sorts of things. Skydivers. River balloon. Well, that one could also be balloons. On that other list, balloons, lead. So what are we looking at here? We still can't rule out blimp, even though he's tried to persuade us that it can't be blimp. And then, what did I think it was? A banner. A lighted banner. Well, at the end here, I started looking for a plane. We know a plane's going to be a certain distance away from the banner, about there. And we've got to look for maybe a blinking light. We know it's going to be a really small object compared to these banners. These banners are quite big. So you can look at a photograph of a typical Piper plane. They're pretty small. 1-2-seater plane with banner. Let's see what comes up. Okay, there's a Piper. One with the banner. Banner. Come on, Google, I put banner there on the list. Maybe you have to put plus banner. Maybe it's something to do with the search method. Plus banner. There we go. Does that solve it? No. Okay. Oh, here we go. So we know it's going to be a certain distance away from the banner. And they'll have a little blinky light on them. Because they're not like a commercial jet. They have red and green wingtip lights. And they may have a forward light. Or they may just have a underbelly blinky light. So there you go. So we're looking at a distance like that. Of course, that's a small banner. LED ones look like they're going to be a wee bit bigger. Let's see. Here we go. We're getting a bigger one now. There's a big banner. So I think we're looking more that size. So we need to look on the video for the plane. So let's do that now. And see if we can see.
So if you guys have any additional information, please let me know. Or if you can debunk it, you know, again, please let me know.
Okay, I just saw a blink there.
Because, you know, we like to debunk first and present
there's a blink that seems to be a constant distance away.
Evidence second here, you know.
See that?
Debunking is very important, and you know.
Let's see if we can get better footage of it.
Now we're gonna check out
So we're looking for a plane around about there.
multiple UFOs coming down towards.
Okay, we just saw a little blink there. Where my tip on the cursor is.
The
So we're gonna look for it here.
larger
As it moves.
UFO. Again, that maybe could be a satellite, possibly. I don't know.
Then he zoomed away, unfortunately.
Of course, I'm going to zoom in like always at the end of the video. I'll try to zoom in even further. But right there, you see it come down. And what is
Of course, the plane's
that
cut
little
off the edge here. So
thing
you can't see
trail-
the plane. You can see how it looks like a banner. It looks like it's a wee bit twisted on the end here.
behind? Again, keep in mind, I know a lot of people are saying,
It looks too skinny to be a blimp.
oh, it's a blimp.
If it had more fatness to it, with all that exposed light there, to me it looks like a banner. It's got some little twists in it. We can't see the writing on it because they've overexposed by the night vision.
You guys are
So we're looking for a plane about here somewhere.
crazy.
So we're looking for a little blinky light.
Again,
There it goes there, I think. I think I
blimp
just saw it.
is not going to fly,
Aha, there we go. He seemed to move it further.
basically at a nose
No, he's cut it off again.
dive towards
Aha, saw it then. Was that there?
Earth. I mean, if this is a blimp, then it would have crashed, okay? Probably some type of, energy technology, UFO, I don't know. Black budget military
Should be coming
project.
up in a minute.
We talk a lot about
I think it's about there.
the military on the channel. Could be, maybe a TR-3B.
He's cut it. I think it blinked then and as he moved up.
Again, the sky is the limit. Who knows, right? But it doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like a satellite. It doesn't look like a blimp. It doesn't look like, anything man-made. In my opinion, it's some type of energy craft.
Yeah, wrong.
Right?
Energy craft, yeah. LED craft.
And what's crazier, it seems like all of these orbs
He's cut
and
off where the plane is, unfortunately.
UFOs are kind of gravitating towards the craft, like they're attracted to, like a
Okay, we might get it on this
bug
angle
in a
if it stays
headlight.
there. So we're looking for a plane blinking here.
It's amazing. I
There it is there. I think I saw it this then.
think, probably some of the best footage I've ever seen. This man, again, using night vision. I believe it was out of France. It was very hard to trace it back to the original uploader. So if you guys have any additional information, please let me know.
It's there, I think.
Or if you can debunk
It's there. It seems to be a constant distance little light
it,
source. Might be the plane light
again,
itself.
please let me know. Because, we like to debunk
There it
first
is there.
and
There it is,
present
there it is.
evidence second here. Debunking is very important. And, I think this is
Debunking is very important. Just remember those words coming out of this guy's mouth. Okay, yeah, I'm not too sure if you can see it there, but I think there's a constant blinking light. There.
Starlink up there, but it doesn't look like
I'm not sure if we can get it on the original footage here or not.
this. Anything like this. See, I have the trees in there for perspective.
So is that the plane light there? Seems to keep the same distance away from the blimp. See that there? Seems to be keeping the same
all right.
distance. Could be it. So let me just go back. There wasn't too much, was there? And I didn't saw it rapidly blink then. It was still about there.
See, I have the trees
There you go. There it is there. The plane. The plane! The plane! It's towing it,
in there for
I think.
perspective.
Now it's disappeared. Now it's back again. See, it's the same distance. Then we've seen another light pop up above it. There you go, look, blink and blink. Collision avoidance light then. It's still there, it's now out of focus, and now he's moved it, damn it. You can see he's moved it because you can see the stars are stretched.
Alright.
And at the end,
Nocturnal news. We'll get.
So that's what we got. And then it's expanded to a 10-minute video. Okay, let's see if we can see this plane again.
Nothing that close. I mean, that tight.
That's a plane that's towing the banner down to the airport by the looks of it.
He does have a starlink up there, but it doesn't look like this, anything like this.
There is the plane. There, I think. So we've got to keep an eye on that location.
See, yeah, the
There it is. It was brighter then. It's dimming down again.
trees in
Then it blinked.
there for
Blinking again. There you go. Look, same distance.
perspective.
And I'll show up again. There you go. Same distance. Regular blinking like a plane light. Same distance. It's towing the banner, and the banner's on an angle for some reason because of the wind current probably over the mountain. There you go, guys. And that little line that was behind, he zooms into it. There's another giveaway that's got a tow line.
Drop there.
So banner goes to the top of the list for me here. So you can see the little light going the other way. This way here.
Down, and what is that little thing trailing behind? Again, keep in mind, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a blimp, you guys
And we know there's a plane there. Now he's zoomed back
are crazy. Again, a blimp is not going to fly.
You can't see it here because we're not zoomed right in.
You know, basically at a nose dive towards Earth.
There it is there. Saw it then, just flickered. So yeah, you have to be really good eyes and attention on these stuff. So, alien
Orbs and
banner plane.
UFOs
That's what I think it is. There you go, we got all our bases covered now. Now this is the kind of crap I get when I post my comments. So, first of all, as you know, I thought it was an advertising blimp because you saw those RC ones. They can do all sorts of crazy angles and stuff. But as you saw, I didn't see that little blinking little flashy light and the thing being towed behind initially. They are all lit up like that and do come down on angle. So, because the line pulls the nose down. Of course, some of them have tethered, so they get pulled down by cable, but they also have RC ones, which I didn't say there, but best using apps Flight Radar solves these easy, but the Skywatcher don't. All the Skywatchers are the same, they don't use the apps. Well, maybe some out there do, that's why they never end up on UFO channels, because they can rule it out. Also, it could be perspective, like planes flying overhead. Horizontal look like they're coming down vertical, right? So I thought that was a fair comment, and all I got was a load of crap in the end. 34 replies, right, a lot of replies. However, second look, I think it's a RC club. That the blimp toy and others maybe RC planes, yeah, or drones. Googled, it was like 4 in the morning, I was looking at it, amazing RC scale model, so I said look up that one on Google. I have found further information on this. It's impossible for it to be some type of RC controlled blimp because it was above cloud level. Well, clouds start at 1,000 feet and all the way up, right? So these models, drones, can get to 1,000 feet quite easily, as you know, if you own one. And depends on the rules in the area, or if you got special permission to go higher within a certain time frame. so the air control will know about it. I'm not aware of any RC craft that big. Well, we just saw all various sizes, from a couple of man lengths to 40 feet. Can fly above the cloud level. Those big ones certainly could. Also, the night vision camera is picking up a heat signature, and well, it's not night vision. This is why I said not heat before. It's nothing to do with heat. Flare is heat. Night vision is natural light that's been amplified. This is why his comment is still in my head, talking about heat, and he's put. So this guy doesn't know what he's on about. He needs to watch my videos and do some learning on camera artifacts and what night vision cameras are and all that sort of stuff. So it's not picking up a signature of heat whatsoever. That's wrong. This still doesn't explain the other moving objects around the object. Well, they looked like they weren't moving towards it. They looked like it was parallax with the thing moving towards them. And there was a light that was coming down diagonally, moving constantly, which looked like a satellite of all things, but it could have been another plane. Had sort of like blinking on it. So night vision, as we know, makes all the same colour light look the same. And he's saying here he's actually got several drones. 8 of them. 8 RC helicopters. I've never heard of any RC capable of doing such a thing. Do the research, man. No, it's possible it could be some type of advertising craft. But at this point, that is pure speculation. Exactly, and that's why we need location, direction, looking, date and time, and put it through the apps. And hopefully, if it's a banner plane or blimp, it will be listed. But if it's a RC blimp, they probably can fly up to 1,000 feet without having to show up. It doesn't have to have like a call sign, because it's classed as a advertising blimp. So you won't see it on those apps anyway, but it would at least be good to prove that other lights in the sky were satellites or planes, which the apps would tell you. Well, I'm looking right now at a big balloon that can RC up to 1,000 feet right now, but prove to me it's not a regular blimp and it's a real angle and not perspective, I said back to him. Chinese using blimps for patrol now, RC controlled, like a US drone from a control center. They are cheaper than helicopters, blah blah blah. And he said, I hope you can debunk this. That's why I post these. Same as all other UFO channels then, they just simply blasted up there to be the first to bring it to you and make up your own minds. But you don't, you create a list. You don't let people make up the lines. You create a list and you say it's these possibilities so far and gradually tick them off one by one. And you don't say make up your own mind. Everybody can chip in on the list and say, well, this needs to go back on the list because we've now got this information or whatever. But it seems like you are just throwing out a bunch of what ifs. Yes, it's called creating a debunk list. I mean, we can play that game all night long. Yes, we can. We can keep adding things to the list. But we can also start ruling things off the list. It could be Superman. It could be a blimp. It could be CGI. Yes, that's correct. It could be any of those put on the list, but one of them is going to be the correct answer. The problem I have with debunkers, so he's not a debunker now. Didn't he say at the end of his video that debunking is needed? And yet he's not debunking properly, is he? He said, oh, I think it's an alien craft, it's got special energy, blah, blah, blah. As most of the argument is theoretical or matter of opinion. No, it's not. It's based on signatures in the video. We're seeing lights flickering, angles, and all that thing. Is it a real angle? Is it perspective? We got camera artifacts. It's not all speculation and opinions. It's based on facts. Out there, channel. And by the way, my job isn't to prove anything to you. Well, you're a UFO channel and you're trying to tell us it's aliens. It seems to me like you're trying to prove it's alien craft. Or anyone else would. I'd take time out of my day to prove something one way or the other. Or why run a UFO channel then if you ain't got time? And he gave his opinion what he thought it was, so that means he's had time to look at it. Even though his opinion was wrong, because other factors ruled out his claims of angle. My job is to present the evidence the best I can, and that's what I've done. I'm not going to make a career out of this. Well, that's good. Maybe you should close down your channel then. Because we know he put out that video saying he was trying to get Tyler to promote his channel. Seems like he was trying to make a career out of it and make money from it. Seems to me that there's double standards and Dutch double talk going on. And that just pisses me off. There's no honesty in UFO channels. Hypocrites. And now we got this guy here, the fanboy of NN, Troll Patrol. Yes, it's definitely Superman. I mean, if it was toasting out, could be, or I think is. Okay, but mate, you called it a UFO without proving it's not mundane object first. You talked about it having energy. You don't prove anything. That's what's the point of this channel. Just more noise and ufology. Troll Patrol and Superman is better guessed than alien craft with weird energy. And I said here, I have debunked it. It's one of three things. A regular blimp with false perspective, so it looks like it's on an angle. Most likely with planes flying away and behind it near airports. So have we GPS? Is there an airport next door? You know, where this guy's filming, is an airport right over the mountain range there. Second is RC blimp that can do backward flips, that can minimize to 3,000 feet. And I said lead kite here. Which I changed to a banner plane, as you read on. So when I looked at it and saw the blinking lights and then thought, bang. You haven't done anything but give your opinion, and your opinion is no better than mine. Well, my guesses are way better than his ones. And he's attacking people saying it's a blimp on the comments, and I'm saying, well, you haven't proven that it's not. You can't simply say it's ruled out by the angle. That's what my comment was about to start with. You can't say it's not a blimp by the angle alone. By definition, it's an unflying object, but then he called it in the video. You heard him say alien. Go back and listen. I also said in my video, I don't know what it is. It could be anything. But he said it was an alien. In my opinion, it's alien. You have to go back and listen again. So he's twisting his words here. It's got some type of energy because obviously glowing on the night vision camera. No, that's the way the night vision cameras work. They amplify the light so it overexposes. I bet if he's filmed it through a regular phone or sort of his eyes, he may have seen flickering dots like letters on the banner. You can't throw around assumptions. No, you make a list of assumptions and then you look for facts and signatures to back up each of the things on the list and roll it out one by one. I also think you need to broaden your thinking. Not everything can be so easily explained away. Well, obviously he doesn't know anything about me then, because I've said some are UFOs, but it has to be really, really good video. And 99% of them are just junk like this one, where no one's given the right information. You said it can't be a blimp. I have proven that totally wrong. So your guess is pointless and misleading and no better than other UFO channels making claims. You might as well work for Tyler. We know he does. Especially after that rant video that he took down, right? So now you're going to insult me. What, because I said go and work with Tyler? When I've been nothing but respectful. I'm sorry, I thought you could handle an adult debate. What I said there was adult. So I'm not sure what he's saying. I didn't call him names or anything. And then here comes his defender, Troll Patrol. I mean, I'm sure you call it Superman on your channel and then spend 20 minutes trying to convince people it is. No, I don't. I narrow down the list and then I try and find more evidence to prove that on the list. Superman didn't even form on that list. And you can see I started with blimp and ended up with banner planes. So there you go. I changed my list because I saw more information in the video that I didn't spot the first or second or third play. Your opinion is the only one that matters, right? No, that's why people in the side chat can talk to me. Unless if I got some here at the moment. Nope, I got none. But I will re-air it on YouTube later tonight. And we'll see if anyone wants to give opinions in the side. These people just go on and on and on. Look. Your opinion is the only one that matters, right? I mean, to be fair, I quit watching your channel a few years ago because of you, not your content. Because of me? What, because I attacked Tyler? Or another fraud channel he loved? See, at least Nocturnal News says he don't know. They all say they don't know. Leave it up to you. But you don't get MUFON saying don't know. In fact, on their list, they have, which we probably should include too, is unknown. So instead of having UFO there, MUFON calls it unknown, which makes more sense. And the other one is also 11 up here. Is the other one they use sometimes when they can't come up with a conclusion to the list. They'll say NA, not enough info to say. But I think we got enough signatures in that video to say it's man-made and it moves as slow as a banner plane or a blimp. But the banner plane, I could see it blinking in front of it at the same distance. So MUFON always gives you those, right? Never heard those words out of your mouth. Because I don't want to leave something open. That's why I want to have a solution. And I will say, leave it with 3 on the list generally, or 2 on the list. I'll say, well, in my opinion, it's a banner plane or a blimp. So your claim to be all-knowing, which is a joke. I never ever said I know everything. That's untrue. I can research real time with anyone that comes on and does a live debunk with me. So you're on your blimp guess. So on your blimp guess, because that's all it is, you do not notice there's nobody past the light. There's nobody past the light, right? Well, the guy stopped filming, which is quite suspicious. You're going to film a UFO, you're going to keep filming it until it's a light that's disappeared, right? The small light actually touched the bar off the light and reappeared immediately after. And that's what I was talking about, rolling shutter, but I never saw that. Did anyone see a light suddenly appear on the other side? What's he talking about? Was it a star behind? And the guy moved the camera. I don't remember seeing it on the video. So your guess is pointless. The advertising is only on a small portion of a blimp. Not if it's a banner plane, it's not. And a blimp can be on the whole full length, as we saw on those advertising ones. So that's not right either. Not surrounding the whole thing. I guess you're too busy knowing what it was to actually watch it closely. Well, sometimes it takes several watches. Still hating on Tyler? No. I'm still exposing Tyler. Where's the hate? I keep it civil. I don't call him names. Apart from hoaxer, which he is, or liar. And someone called him a grifter, wasn't it, the other time? Figured you'll come up with something new by now. So obviously this guy watches me if he knows I'm debunking Tyler. So something not quite right there then, is it? Couldn't have said better myself. Oh, Nocturnal News. You got a defender. But this is what happens when you try to have a discussion with people and make a point to say I don't know. Almost every video I post, obviously. Well, maybe if you join MUFON, you will change your method. Become a scientist. Learn camera artifacts. Learn everything. Shouldn't be running a channel trying to be a UFO expert. UFO no expert. What do you want to call yourselves? I don't know. Hosts. This makes me angry, these people. But obviously I'm going to give my opinion, and that's just my opinion, blah blah blah. Trust me, if anyone has a reason to piss off Tyler, it's me. So I don't know why anyone is still crying about him. He still doesn't know why anyone's crying about it. Well, he's back on there, putting out deception, misinformation. He put up some hoaxes last video, wasn't it? Made false claims, just like this guy here. And made $10,000 in the process. And screwing up ufology. That's why we're crying about it. We want him gone, like you gone. Everybody should be gone. That's polluting, destroying ufology. No one's ever going to take this topic seriously. Long story short, I was dating the alien. So, I'd say to Google, don't delete their accounts, but take away their money. And they will stop doing it unless they can get enough donations together. People constantly playing, but then again, it's not very secure income like ad money is, right? Oh shit, it's coming up to 6 o'clock. And trust me, if anyone has a reason to be pissed off, blah blah blah, and then troll, oh, the judge is here, there's always an answer. I said, well, obviously there's always an answer. It's either alien or it's man-made. The basic information here is missing: location, direction, time, and date. Simple, then use the damn tools. Why would I say I don't know? I have shown you a list of possibles, like Mick West explains in his panel video recently aired. You narrow the list down to possible. If one is left, that's the one it is. But you haven't watched me. You guys never do. You skim, and Miss Lots said the video sucks and would been better not to show it on a UFO channel, full stop. Again, you can. It's not a blimp. Because of this. Again, you can. It's not a blimp, course of this and that, and makes you so expert to say it's a UFO. So, yeah, he was saying it was on the blimp, but he was wrong. Yeah, I'll come when I've come. No, I'm not hurrying. Alright. Well, that's screwed then. QVid might have to be missed out. Looks like I'm been designated the cook again. Light bar, you mean the plane passing behind the blimp? Well, if you watch me channel, you know that's an artifact called rolling shutter. Slight movement of the phone cam / night vision while CMOS is processing. Blah blah blah, we've been over this. Okay. So I said, later on, can see these guys just go on and on and on. On and on and on. They got to be the correct ones. Do 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 do. Yeah, I didn't realise it went on for all that. Just crazy. These people just not listening to what I'm trying to tell them. Nah, man, you started slipping. I'll let you know. What? Damn, bud, I'm not the nicest cat out there, but I'm sure don't beat around the bush. So these guys went on after I went to bed. I thought you were trying to tell me I suck. You do! Maybe not suck as bad as Blake Cousins, but who knows. Let me rephrase my comment. So these two are going on. So he's blabbing on why he replied and it put in my hash number instead of my friendly number. So he doesn't even understand that in computers. There's a glitch in Google where it times out, the script times out, and instead of certain your friendly name, it leaves the hash of your channel instead. But you still get the notification. I don't need a live background on you, so I'd explain to him some stuff down here. Where's my thing about the banner plane though? Looks like maybe Google deleted it. Alright, it might be this one. Anyway, I'm now moving now to the top of this. As I repeat, watched fourth item into the first. Most likely the correct one is a lead advertising. Oh, right, there you go. Advertising is coming down on an angle heading towards the airport. The thing behind is a cable with a LED end indicator. If you look carefully on the front, 1 pixel, you'll see a flashing light. There's a small light on a paper plane. It's high enough up you won't hear sound. Cloud level, you said. And so it's a blimp or plane or remote control. Where's my other reply? It's disappeared. Some of my replies have disappeared for some reason. Yeah, so see what you guys have to say, Lana. But I think it's a banner plane now. And Qvid, sorry mate. You'll have to wait again. I got some more of Nocturnal News to debunk too. Yeah, I'll see if I can do another one tomorrow. Anyway. It's a bit of a shame. I need another half an hour. I would have added on Qvids and left the other ones for another. But yeah, push it on. Anyway, gotta go cook dinner. Life interferes with reality. Ending now. All that on Nocturnal News mostly, but it was to cover the debunking list method, right? Because that's what they're debating now. So obviously they don't know how to debunk themselves. You always use a list. Hey Max, you're a wee bit too late. I had to end off. I'm going to re-air this after dinner on YouTube anyway. I'll see you there in maybe an hour. I'm going to be a bit late today, I think. Yeah, so you probably want to listen to all my Nocturnal News thing. I was using it for example. Good night everybody.